The end of the year is at the actual best time, regardless of the market, to be a home buyer. And this year, compound that by the fact that we're officially in a buyer's market. Hi, I'm Danny Brown. I'm the CEO of Myriad Real Estate Group, and this is going to be my December market update. Happy holidays for one. So we are through the Thanksgiving holiday and Christmas is right around the corner. So hopefully you're getting your shopping done and all set to have a fantastic holiday. As we head into the holiday season, the housing market here in Phoenix does slow to a crawl. Not a ton of activity takes place during the holidays, which makes sense. People are focused on other stuff, having family over, decorating, shopping, all the things that go along with the holidays. So people are really not motivated to list their home for sale, have strangers walking through, or even go out house shopping. If you watched my video last month, we are officially in a buyer's market. So the last time we saw a buyer's market officially was 2020, right when COVID hit, and before that it was 2014. So we don't see buyer's markets very often. So if you are somebody that is in the market, you should absolutely take advantage of this time. I have a seller right now that just had to give a buyer, in order to close, a ton. We gave them concessions towards their closing costs. We had to give them credits for big repairs that, I mean, for all intents and purposes, really needed to be done anyway. But because of the state of the market, this buyer is getting something like over $40,000 out of our seller in order to get the deal done, which I don't know that they would be able to get in a different market. So buyers definitely have a lot of power because there are so few buyers in the market right now. And I do think that as we get into kind of the middle of Q1 next year, we could start to see that change with our regular seasonality that comes into place. And my prediction for next year is that we will see mortgage rates improve, which will also bring more buyers back to the market. If I'm selling, I'm probably still listing right now as long as I'm okay with having people come through my home during the holidays. If I'm somebody that just doesn't want to be inconvenienced by that and I have the time, then maybe I'm waiting until middle of Q1 next year. But if you are selling right now, there's a couple things that you need to do. One, you need to take photos before you decorate for the holidays. There is nothing more tacky than getting into mid-January, February, and seeing photos of listings that still have Christmas decorations up. So plan ahead, get your photos taken before you decorate. The other thing you need to do is you need to price aggressively. We are in a buyer's market, so buyers have a lot of options right now, and so you've got to price it probably below where your neighbor sold 3 to 6 months ago. So you need to be priced aggressively. You also need to be prepared to pay for buyers' closing costs and concessions, as well as I would probably do repairs on the front end, have my roof checked out ahead of time and have those repairs done, have my AC serviced and tuned up. And the nice thing about Phoenix this time of year is HVAC guys are super bored, and so you can get them to come out pretty quickly to do repairs and service your AC system. So I would probably have some of those things addressed beforehand. If you live in the home and you're aware of leaky pipes, leaky faucets, those types of things, I would probably button those up as well. I am not paying to have a home inspection done at this point because the buyer is going to do that. But if I'm aware of some of these bigger ticket items or just things that need to be addressed, I'm having that done prior to listing the home. There is an advantage to listing right now as well. You're going to have fewer buyers come through your home, but they will be a higher quality buyer. So the buyers that are shopping right now during the holidays are extremely serious. So you'll know as a seller that if somebody is coming to view your property, they are a very serious buyer, not a looky-loo. So that is one advantage to listing and selling your home during the holidays, is most buyers are extremely serious buyers. Post-election, we have seen the 10-year act favorably to Trump being elected president. So we've seen the 10-year come down off of its recent highs. So it was hovering around 4.5%. We are now flirting again with the low fours. I would love to get below 4% on the 10-year because that's going to bring mortgage rates down. So mortgage rates right now are hovering around the mid 6.5% range. So if you are buying a home as your primary residence, that's what you should expect to see, is rates kind of floating in the mid sixes. I think that as Trump gets into the White House and it starts to become official, I do think, in my opinion, is that we will see mortgage rates react favorably to that news. I'm going to do a video what the housing market is going to do with a Trump presidency, so be sure to tune into that when it comes out. So remember, we are in a buyer's market. We have no idea how long buyer's markets will last, but they tend to be very short. The one in 2020 only lasted for 4 weeks, and the one that happened in 2014 only lasted for 9. I think this one is going to go into, mid to late January is my expectation, but buyer's markets do not happen very often. So if you're somebody that is thinking about selling to upgrade, this is an amazing time to do that. Yes, you're going to have to sell your home for less than probably what your neighbor did 3 to 6 months ago or even last year, but think about the home that you're going to purchase. So if you're selling a $500,000, $700,000 home to buy, a $1 million home, you're going to get even more savings on that $1 million home. So you're actually making money if you think about it. So if I'm upgrading, this is an amazing time to do that. If I'm a first-time home buyer, this is an awesome time to be a first-time home buyer. So much better than during COVID when rates were in the 3s, the high 2s, but it was so hyper competitive that if you didn't have a whole bunch of cash lying around, you had no shot. This is a much, much better market to be a buyer in than any market that I have seen in a really long time. So if you are on the fence, if you are considering buying a home, it is a spectacular time to do that. And I wouldn't wait too long because these buyer markets tend to not come around very often and they tend to be relatively short. So if you have any questions on the housing market, definitely let me know. Leave a comment below. Don't forget to give a like and subscribe. And I hope that you have an amazing holiday season and a fantastic end of your year.